Hey guys, and welcome to Teal House Farm. It is one of my very favoriteest times of the year. My home planner for next year has arrived. It's here, yay! I look forward to this every year. My home planner is what keeps me on track. It keeps me organized, everything from what needs to be done on the homestead, in the house, for the homeschooling, all of Annie's and the other kids if they have any medical appointments. It just keeps everything straight for me in one place, so it's really easy to start on task. So we are going to open up this year's home planner. We're going to check it out together, see what's new, and I'll show you why I love the home planner by the Passionate Penny Pincher, which I'll link the link below to her shop, why I love it so much. And I am not at all affiliated with her or her channel or her content pages. Just absolutely love this home planner. She also has budget planners, she has work planners, she has student planners that you can look at as well. I only buy the home planner because it's just what works well for me, and I'm going to show you why I love it so much. So let's get the box open. So in the box we have your regular just purchase order to make sure if you ordered multiple things they all came, and we also have a free tote bag that came with the planner. They were giving these out up to a certain number, and the planner has been available for a month now. I wasn't able to buy it when it first came out because it just didn't have the extra money for it. It costs about $60 once you've paid like all your shipping and stuff, or your taxes. I don't think there was shipping on it because it's a more expensive item. I'm trying to figure out how to get this open. We'll take a look together. But anyway, just to say that I ordered it a month after it had been released, and they still were giving these out, and also that there were still lots of options available for the planner. Alright, here's the tote bag, and it just says give thanks, and it's a nice, it feels like a waterproofy linen type fabric, maybe like a cotton with some like plastic kind of pressed onto it. So it does feel pretty sturdy though, and I'll just add this to my collection of reusable totes that I use for grocery shopping and hauling the kids' things around. You can always use another tote, and I like that this one's a little bit smaller because I have a lot of really large ones, but sometimes you're going somewhere you just need a couple things. You don't need a giant bag, so this will be perfect for that. And here's the box with the planner. There are 4 planner covers to choose from, and when I ordered this, they were still all 4 available. They do a limited run. They only print them once a year, and once they're gone, they're gone. So the longer that you wait to order one, the less likely it is that you might get your specific cover that you want. But the planners are all the same on the inside as far as the home planners go. So it's just about what you want to look at every morning when you open it up. I like that they double package them, so obviously it came in a UPS box, came in its own box that it fits pretty snugly in, and with bubble wrap, so that none of the pages or anything will be bent by the time it arrives. It always arrives in pristine condition each year. I believe this is my 4th year ordering this planner, and so it always just arrives just perfect with no creases or anything. The covers are nice and heavy duty, which is great because I'm going to use this every day, so it's like a laminated hard plastic cover. And the papers inside are also very heavy. The dividers are also kind of like a laminated feeling, very heavy paper. And the pages that you write on, I won't say that they're cardstock, they're not quite that thick, but they are thicker than an average piece of paper. And I have noticed that if you accidentally drop water or your kids knock over your coffee cup on your planner, they are a little bit water resistant. If you're real fast and wipe them off real quickly, it doesn't damage the book at all, which is great. And if it does get a bad spill, it doesn't soak through real fast. You have a minute to like save it, which I really like, because there's nothing more disappointing than working really hard to put something together and then have it just like get ruined by an accident. So unlike other planners that you might buy, this does not start right with your week and days, and I'll show you. That's one of the reasons I love this so much. So first of all, there's a nice ruler you can use for drawing straight lines and measuring and things like that. So I always end up using that. I also use it like a bookmark. Everything is divided by month, but the very beginning has some special extras that I really enjoy. So there's a couple pages of stickers which you can remove and then use on your weeks or your calendar, however you want to use them, just like reminder stickers. There's special event stickers, things, you know, you can mark something you're extra excited for with a wow, things like that. Okay, and then when you get started, this part is new for this year. There is a sample one, just to give you ideas of how to use. There are a lot of fields to fill out in this book, and so this is just a sample page to show how to use it, if that helps you. And this hasn't been in previous years, so I already have kind of my way of filling it out and how to use it. But I thought that this was pretty neat that they put this in this year. So if this is your first year using this planner, you can just kind of see how there's spots where you can write in your own daily checklist. There's information about how to use these little options on the side that aren't usually labeled, and we'll show you all that together. So you can look at that in detail on your own. But what I really like are these checklists that are at the very beginning of the book. So there's spring cleaning checklists for each part of the house and the outside. There's home maintenance checklists for those things that you do like once a quarter or once a year. They have them separated up by season, so you remember to, you know, change the air filter on your HVAC, or, you know, to when are you supposed to be replacing bushes outside your house and things like that. There's also checklists for when you're having people come to visit, things to keep in mind. There's checklists for going on vacations. There's ones for special holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving, just all sorts of those big things that you might only do once or twice a year. There's a checklist for them. Okay, so here's how I use this to simplify the chaos of life. The first thing I'll do before the year begins, I will go through this page, which is your monthly goals. So think about what sort of things do we want to achieve this year. Most of these are going to be probably more related to the homestead, sometimes house renovations, just kind of depends what's going on. But what our goals are. These don't usually have to do much with like the homeschooling stuff, but I will break things down into months that make sense. And that way, when we get into that year, when it turns January 1st, 2024, and I start in January, I can remember what were some things I wanted to make sure I achieved this year, so I can take that really big goal and break it down so that it doesn't seem overwhelming. There are more checklists in here. There's a whole bunch of stuff. So it's got some financial pages, financial goals, savings goals, things, all before you get to your actual, like, planning your week out for the week. So lots of really good stuff. I won't go through every single page by page. But when you get to your month, when you flip to the tab for a month, so here's January, the first thing you have is your just kind of goals worksheet. And I'm sorry my fingers are really dirty. We just Sam cleaned out the wood stove and I was helping him a little bit. Oh, you can't really see it behind me, but I got ashes on my hands and they kind of stained, so that's my hands look all messed up. Sorry. But what I'll do is I'll copy the goals here. I might make them more specific. She also has a couple goals, like make sure before you start you want to complete the January budget sheet, and that's going to be in the very back of January, just to help stay on track for what your monthly budget is going to be. And you fill this out as you go along in the month 2. You have your estimated expense and then what you actually spent. There is a calendar before you also get to your weeks, and I don't usually use this page very much because I have a humongous wall calendar. This just doesn't get used. I used to use it when we were tracking medical mileage, when I used a calendar to track medical mileage for Annie, so you can go back and calculate your mileage for the year for taxes. But other than that, I basically use my giant wall calendar, my phone, and then I have a therapy schedule that they give us quarterly for her, and I use that in my backpack or my pocketbook, whatever I'm bringing around, diaper bag, pocketbook, that goes everywhere with me, that I write things on there. So I don't really use the home planner one because it would end up being a 4th calendar, which I don't really need, but that is something that might be really useful to you. When you get to the actual week, the first thing you have are daily tasks, and these are the same every month. It's things like when in the morning you want to make sure you wash dishes, clean off the counters. At night, you know, there's a place for folding the laundry and putting it away. Those things that are easy, that are like the day-to-day, that are really important to helping keep a clean house, but sometimes we let go, and so having a checklist for them really helps keep me accountable. There's also one big weekly chore, household chore, like this first week is organize your pantry, things that need to be done once or twice a year that you probably don't want to do, and that reminds you to do them, and it really helps keep your house in order. For every day of the week, there are a couple cleaning chores, and there's a spot to write what your dinner is going to be that week or that night. There's a spot to write something that you're thankful for, and a spot to write money that you spent. So how much money did I spend today? And then there's also whatever you want to achieve for that day, you write in this spot. What I do is I take whatever I wrote down for my January notes, for what my goals are going to be for January, is that I'll then take them and I will break that goal down across the weeks and break the task up over a few days to make a big task a smaller task. And from that, I can get from a huge task that we might have, like say, open up a new pasture. Maybe we need to build a new fence this year. That's something that we've talked about. And I can break that. First, it gets broken apart over which months do I want to dedicate to that, as far as like planning and actual building. And then I can break it down across the weeks. And then finally, it gets broken down into small sections for days. And it can help you really take a very big task that feels overwhelming and help you kind of break it apart for yourself to make it feel very achievable. There is also a Bible reading for each day if you want to follow her plan. The plan does not get you through the Bible in a year. I don't know actually how many years it's spread out, but it's basically a chapter a day, and it looks like this year she's starting in Matthew, so maybe it's all New Testament this year. So if that's something that you want to do, you will notice that from each week to week, a lot of the daily tasks stay the same. Thursday is always clean sheets day. Tuesday tends to be mop all hard surfaces day. Tuesday is my least favorite day of the week in the planner because you're supposed to clean out the fridge, mop all hard surfaces, and wipe down your kitchen appliances. Where I guess if you had a lot of carpet in your house, that's not a lot, but our house is completely either tiled or hardwood floor. There is zero carpet in the house, so that is a huge task. That's a lot of things for one day. But once it's done, it's done. And when you really get in the rhythm of doing those chores every day, it really helps with your household maintenance. If you're curious about more specifically about how I use this planner to help plan homeschool stuff on our weekly, what we've got going on, I have a video where I show how I plan for a week using my planner and using some other tools that I have. The planner is really kind of the cornerstone of my organization, though. It's my brain. So everything else that I have is based off what is in this planner. And so it's very important to me that I have this every year, even though it is a little bit of a more expensive purchase. I think it's $54 right now. To me, it's worth every penny because it makes each day go smoothly. It gives me a goal for each day, so I don't feel like I'm just like winging it through life. And it really helps make sure, everything stays on task as far as what everybody in the house needs and what the house needs to not just feel utterly destroyed by all of the people living here, being a family of 8. I hope this is helpful for you. I'm excited to get started to crack this open. I probably will wait another month. I'm just going to put it on a bookshelf. I like to start getting things ready for the next year in December. Right now, still a little bit too early for me. So I'm going to just put it on a shelf and get ready to mess with it later. But thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all next time.